And of course, that is exactly why the US and the imperialists hate Cuba, why they target Cuba, why they have been trying for 70 years to strangle Cuba. They are desperate to stop the threat of the good example that Cuba radiates to the world, and especially into Latin America. You know, the ambassador talked about how the Cubans have universal access to education, to healthcare, to culture, to employment, to the gains of women's liberation, the great care that's taken of the elderly and the disabled. Nobody left behind, she told us. The Cuban Revolution planted the flag of socialism in Latin America, and for that alone, the US cannot forgive it. You know, the sphere of its reign is tiny, but the sphere of its influence is enormous. And the US knows that. The US knows that while Cuba continues to offer these things to its people and to show that there is another way, the people of Latin America have a shining beacon towards which they march, and it gives them fire and spirit in their own resistance against imperialist oppression that just can't be put out. And that's why the US has always been desperate to crush tiny little Cuba, which has a temerity to have a socialist independent republic right on its doorstep. You know, when the US thinks it's in control of the world and considers and has considered for the last 200 years Latin America to be its backyard, its personal fiefdom, its sphere of influence, the idea that Cuba, just a few miles off its coast, should have the gall to be independent and socialist to boot is an insult that really rankles with Uncle Sam.